Imagine a world where the wisdom of our elders is passed down to our youth, preserving culture, strengthening community bonds, and fostering social development. This is the heart of Project 100, a community based initiative designed to bridge generations through meaningful dialogue. Project 100 involves interviewing elders to answer 100 questions and compiling the responses into a community workbook. It will serve as a vital resource, including Project 100 Legacy Edition. By fostering intergenerational conversations, Project 100 helps us reclaim our spirit in this modern world and addresses our emotional and biological needs. My goal is to share a book with every Indigenous person on Turtle Island, driven by a vision gifted to me by the Creator. The grand prize will help us develop digital tools to provide easy access to the project, expanding its reach and supporting international growth over the next 5 to 10 years. Project 100 is a call to action that strengthens community bonds, honors elders' lived experiences, and provides the youth with the wisdom and guidance they deeply crave. The ripple effects will foster unity and resilience.
Very well done, Jennifer.
Congratulations, Jennifer, especially for getting to this point in the competition. This is sounding absolutely amazing. I would love to hear a little bit more about your background and whether or not Project 100 is off the ground already.
Well, I've been living in the city in Edmonton for the last 26 years now and feeling this profound disconnection to my land, to my culture, to my family, to my language, to my food. And I didn't realize how disconnected I was until I had this profound experience with my elderly auntie who's in her 80s and she has dementia. And I was able to find a way to connect with her. And I can't really go into it because it's a big story. It's a beautiful story. But what happened is through this interaction I had with her, I felt this profound sense of connection. And I didn't know what it was. Like literally after I spent 3 or 4 hours with her, connecting with her in this miraculous way, I was laying in my bed and I was transported back to my childhood. And I felt this strange feeling through my whole body, like this whirling, swirling electricity. And I realized, and I asked the Creator, so what is this? What is this feeling? And I heard the voice say, you are connected. And it was through that moment that I made a vow to bring this feeling to the others, because it wasn't that time I was able to collectively see this wound that our people have of this disconnection. You know, we have a few wounds, you know, addictions, sexual trauma, disconnection. We know the way that history went, okay? But our people are coming out of the dark ages. And I really believe that Project 100 could be part of that. You know, if I could have such a profound, life-changing moment in one interaction with my elderly aunt, imagine 100 interactions that the young people could have by connecting to the essence of life. You know, I'm just a nobody. I'm just a person that survived a very difficult life and raised a family and putting kids through university and just really connected with who I am as an Indigenous woman and what I could do and how I could lead with love. And that is my whole point of doing this. I had the vision for this project last September or September 2022. And when I saw the vision, I was deep in prayer and the Creator showed me there was a big tent and we're all there and there in the middle, there was a big drum and I was on stage and I was bringing something. And so from that vision, I had to work my way backwards to the beginning and find my path. And my path became Project 100 and it brought me here to you guys. And it's really quite a journey. It's been so exciting and emotionally fulfilling. And I really want to bring that to the people because I feel like that is one of the things that we could really use is that connection, that reconnection, you know, and it starts with the spirit of reclamation. And I know the journey and I've been on it for myself and I'm just here to get the kids excited about living their lives. You know, there's a ton of programs that help us after we mess our life up. I know I've been there and I've used them. But what if we got to the kids before that? What if we got to the kids and gave them that emotional foundation that will help them make these choices so they can expand their lives in a profound way that fulfills them individually, but also us as a culture as a whole.
Thank you
I could
so
go
much,
on and on.
Jennifer. We appreciate you pitching today.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Ani, my name is Siera hancharyk, and I'm Anishinaabe from Wikwemikong and currently in Toronto. I am the founder of Anabwan Wigwas, and housed under that is the Three Sisters Indigenous Crafts Market. Our mission is to support Indigenous artists, youth, and small businesses. Anabwan Wigwas supports Indigenous businesses and youth with the affordable and accessible markets we host and the workshops across Canada we facilitate. If we win the powwow pitch, it will be the capital we need to secure a permanent location in Toronto. We will open an Indigenous run and owned cafe and event space. Our plan is to hire and train Indigenous youth to give them the skills they need with the hands-on experience for them to succeed. Our core values have always been to focus on the next 7 generations and to listen to those who came before us. The cafe will be the community hub to create a home away from home for connection and knowledge building. Chimigwech.
Yay, thank you, Siera. You did a great job.
Thank you.
I think, do you run this business with your sisters? You said 3 sisters?
Yes, yeah, there's 3 of us. We're a grassroots youth collective, and we operate mainly in Toronto, but we have traveled to Nunavut before.
Awesome. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the experience you and your 3 sisters bring and how that might translate to this new exciting retail space and cafe?
Yeah, so mainly our core operation is the Three Sisters Indigenous Crafts Market. So we are trying to indigenize the urban spaces in Toronto mainly. So that's where we only charge $25 to $50 for vendors to come and vend. We'll partner with, quite recently, the Marriott hotels. Before that was the Women's College Hospital. So these are places that are well frequented with the foot traffic, and we're able to bring these artists in and support them for them to be able to sell their work and grow their businesses.
Hey Sarah, thanks for pitching today. How long does it take for you to make any one product? Like,
when it comes to beadwork, for the Anabwan Wigwas side, it normally takes me about an hour to 2 hours. We are slowly moving away from the commerce side, from vending and selling our own wares, where we mainly want to do knowledge services, so our workshops. That's what we're mainly focusing on right now, and the putting on the Three Sisters markets. So that's our main breadwinner right there. Our main goal is that, and then the beadwork is kind of on the side for the moment.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the beautiful pitch. I understand that like the funds you're seeking is to be able to create or rent a space and establish a cafe for youth to accompany the workshops that you're giving. I was just curious about your thoughts on, because rental space is quite expensive.
Yes.
I was curious about your thought in partnering with centers such as the Native Center of Toronto and work with them and use their space, because I recently visited and they have so much unused space. Would you consider that model to lower your cost?
We would consider that. We are trying to create a fully community hub, so we don't want to be funded by the government. We want to be self-sufficient, hence why we would have the cafe and a gift shop inside with event space. We want this to be fully self-sufficient, where it's the youth that run it. We are the ones in charge, as youth carry a lot of knowledge and a lot of skills, and we want to be able to have a say in our own future. So I kind of want this to be outside of that, as I do appreciate the Native Canadian Center, but they are somewhat government funded, and this I want to be solely for youth.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, good morning. My name is Melrene Saloy, Eagle Speaker. I'm from the Kainai Nation in Southern Alberta. but I reside in Mohkinstsis, also known as Calgary. I am a First Nations beaded jewelry and accessory designer. I've been doing that for just a little bit about 10 years. And with the business, I founded it on the basis of I had postpartum and I needed something to get back to myself, reclaim myself, do something for just me, and beadwork is something that I've always had a passion for. So with that, I've been able to start my business. And now I went from having self-care to being an internationally known Indigenous designer, where I've gone to New York and Paris and soon Milan Fashion Week. With this amazing experience, I want to be able to give back. And I do workshops already. I work with CBE within Calgary. I work with nonprofits, and I love doing workshops and seeing the connection, the learning experience that comes from it. And that's where Power Pitch comes in. I want to be able to curate more workshops locally in my community to be able to kind of give back in the way of being thankful for the roots that I have and sharing it in a different kind of plane.
Well done, Melrene. That was an absolutely wonderful pitch, and it's so nice to hear a little bit about your background. I'm actually in Calgary today myself. Well, technically Airdrie.
Awesome.
But I'd love to hear more about what you're going to use the money for specifically. So how is the money going to help you curate more workshops? Is it the space that you're needing
Absolutely.
to rent? Is it
100%.
more marketing?
Yeah, it'll definitely be more on the space itself. Because I get contracted already, I'm really limited in the type of workshops that I'm able to create. I really want to showcase more than trauma-based beadwork. I get hired for orange shirts and poppies, which is wonderful, but I also want to showcase the amazing beauty behind it. We've evolved in so many ways, but still using these really cool old school techniques and patterns in something really different for people to connect with my indigeneity.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks so much, Melrene. It's great to hear your pitch. It sounds like you've delivered these workshops before. Maybe do you want to tell us some of the feedback you've heard from some of the workshop participants that you're most proud of, and a little bit more about like what kind of impacts you're looking to drive with the new participants that will go through your workshops?
Absolutely. So in the past, like I said, I've worked with schools. I've also worked with nurses. I've worked with nonprofits, larger organizations within my city. And the feedback I always get is really, really emotional. People are like, I didn't know that so much love went into this. I didn't know the history and lineage that went into this. And they come out learning something and having a different appreciation. And that's what I want to continue. I want to showcase this beauty. And, there's a large spectrum of appreciation and appropriation. And this is a great way of teaching people that.
Hey, thanks for pitching today. So I just wanted to know, what do you like most about your work?
The creation process. It's super fun. I get to make anything I feel like. I use archival things. I use stuff from my Blackfoot lineage, and I like to blend the old and the new and make it uniquely Native Diva.
That's nice. Yeah. Thank you.
Good morning, friends. My name is Tim Olona. I am the child and the grandchild of the Indian residential school system. I'm very proud and humbled to share that I'm also a veteran, and I worked at the Truth and Reconciliation Commission for 5 years. As I had mentioned, I now have a severe PTSD, but that's just my reality. And I learned a lot about reconciliation as part of my journey. As such, especially working at the TRC and learning so much, I felt obligated to share. And I started speaking on the sad legacy of residential schools. And I've been speaking for over 10 years now. As part of this pretty crazy journey, I've shared this stage with so many other amazing speakers in their own right. And today I'm really humbled and proud to share that I started a speakers bureau solely dedicated to reconciliation. It's the only one in Canada that is dedicated to reconciliation. I've survived the past 18 months, but with my ongoing mental health struggles, my truth is that I require additional professional supports, and I'll hopefully be able to receive that in somehow, but so I can continue and hopefully flourish. I'm really humbled to receive your questions. Thank you very much. Masicho.
Thank you, Tim, for the beautiful, beautiful presentation. And I'm just humbled to listen to your story and your journey as it relates to the business aspect of Speakers Bureau. where would you like to see this in, say, 5 years?
Well, I'm hoping to maybe in 3 years to compete with all the other national level speakers have been in existence really since the 60s and 70s. So I'm just a little kid on the big block, and I just hope to be able to receive some support so I can flourish and be able to compete with all the other speakers who have been in existence for decades now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Masi.
Thank you, Tim. And thank you for sharing your truth with us. That's very hard to do. And I just want to thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
I would like to hear a little bit about how you'd like to use the money that you could win from Powwow Pitch and how that would help your business succeed.
Thank you. Yeah, my administrative fees are very high because I have very limited with my mental health, and so my admin fees are high. But I also acknowledge, like, if you Google my webpage, it's a rudimentary webpage, and I would like to invest in some professional webpage development. But also part of that is I feel like I need some assistance in digital marketing, especially on the social media side of things. And so for both of those, it is a fair amount of investment.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Merci, Joe.
Tim, thank you so much for being here. We so appreciate your time. You shared earlier that social media was an area that you'd like to invest. I'm curious if you already have people and team members you'd like to bring on that you might use some of this money for, if you've already identified them, or if that's still something that's on your list.
You know, I have a COO, Lisa, and she's the jack of all trades. So she's the one that started my webpage, but she's not a professional webpage developer, and so I'm really humbled that she's assisted me on multiple fronts. But I think to bring my the Reconciliation Speakers Bureau, we really need to bring in experts. So I do have both you know, multiple social media, including of course Twitter and Facebook and others as well. But it really is kind of no disrespect to Lisa, but it's I kind of need some help on the professional side. So got myself out there, but I just need some assistance to kind of ramp it all up.
Thank you again. We're so excited to have met you.
Liked. My name is Ed Jensen, and I'm the proud and determined owner of Kamloops Traditions, and we need your help to create new space and new leaders within our company. We specialize in high-end, unique land-based art and jewelry utilizing natural materials such as stone, bone, antler, and hide. Many of these products have made their way around the world to many different places. We also offer a variety of workshops that are committed to teaching focused activities that revolve around First Nations cultural values. Our workshops contain the transference of knowledge that bridges gaps, fills in blanks, and opens eyes. We keep a busy schedule teaching throughout the year and find our way into many different communities throughout BC. Recent connections to industry, tourism, and the neighboring city of Kamloops have opened up new opportunities for a world hungry for a unique and authentic cultural experience. You can help us out by awarding us the grand prize to purchase new specialized equipment and to provide training to fulfill the growing number of commissions and workshop requests that we are currently receiving. Thank you so much for your valuable time.
Hey, Ed, thanks for having us. My question is about the pricing model. About the pricing model, how do you sell your art, the products?
Art is sold by the piece, and I've set a market price because my products are so unique. I do stone flint knapping and a lot of work around land-based materials. So the market was fairly open when I started the company about 15 years ago. And so I've managed to be able to keep the pricing levels up quite high. So a typical stone knife will go from anywhere between $200 and $1,000.
Oh, yeah, nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much, Ed. That's a good segue to the next question that I have. What has been your traction to date? You mentioned you've been around for 15 years. So what are some of your biggest achievements?
Justin Trudeau has one of my knives. Two governor generals have knives of mine. Several chiefs within my nation and surrounding nations have knives that come from my shop. I've recently received, I've been awarded an art residency in New Zealand, so I'll be going to the University of Canterbury next March.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ed. I appreciate your time and congratulations making it this far into the competition. My question is surrounding your marketing to date. What are some avenues that you use in order to gain traction in your business?
For our workshop, it's all been moccasin telegraph and word of mouth. I absolutely do no advertising around that. It's just, and we're so busy. But as for my art, I have a Facebook page. We do Instagram and all the other media outlets. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank
So my name is Marlene Martin. I'm a Mohawk woman from 6 nations of the Grand River Territories. My business is called Res Chic, but what I'm pitching for a powwow pitch is Gani Geha Wagale, and that is a series of 3D animation shorts that I want to share with teachers to show their students at the beginning of a lesson to get their students motivated. Okay, this benefits the communities, the teachers, the students, and I want to put it on YouTube for those grandmas who want to learn and speak the language to the children that's in their charge while they're waiting for the bus or something like that. How I want to spend the money is on the industry standard computer subscription cost. It's very expensive. And wages for my 6 voices, for my characters, and fluent speakers consultation fees.
Thank you, Marlene.
Already.
It goes so quickly. Thank you so much for being here. Can you tell us a little bit more about what will be in these short films? Like, what's the content?
Oh, they're the main characters are children, are school-aged children, about 8 years old. They have it's about a family. The main character is a girl. She has an older brother and an older sister and brother. So that language of older siblings is incorporated into there. And just what they experience at home and school and in the community. So that's basically it.
My question is, where do you see in next 5 years? How will the business go?
Oh, well, since I want it on YouTube, there'll be a series covering all the themes that are in one of the language dictionaries and getting input from the teachers, what they want from the curriculum guidelines. That's where I see it going.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Thank you.
Bonjour, my name is Gretchen Sands-Gamble, and I'm Anishinaabe from Walpole Island First Nation. Are you looking for a space to get creative, learn new skills, or maybe share your love of a craft? Well, I have a place for you. Woodland Craft Barn is found in Bukidnon, also known as Walpole Island. This is a place where people come to learn crafts with experienced instructors. I've already hosted basket making, moccasin, and mitten making, and stained glass classes. I'm getting ready to teach pottery, painting, and sewing classes. Serving a population of around 17,000 in the surrounding area, we have already had very popular classes that have had wait lists every time we have offered classes. With the help of Powwow Pitch, I will purchase tools and supplies to teach more classes, provide a supportive learning environment for more students, build a fun and vibrant crafting community, and provide the opportunity for craftspeople from my community to earn income teaching their craft. Teaching and learning are my passions, and Woodland Craft Barn is something that I have dreamt about for years. And it's so exciting to see the connections that have already been made here in Bukidnon through Woodland Craft Barn. Miigwech.
Well done, Gretchen. Thank you so much. And congratulations on getting it this far in the competition. I would love to know what sets you apart from other businesses who are competing in this space.
Okay. So how this idea started was there wasn't a lot of varied crafting opportunities or classes in this area. We would have to drive, like an hour and a half to a bigger city far away to be able to learn like silversmithing or stained glass or felting. So really in this area, being able to bring people to Woodland Craft Barn to teach classes that we might not have in Walpole Island First Nation, but also providing the opportunity for crafters from my First Nation to teach to other people really kind of sets us apart and brings more opportunity to Walpole Island.
Wonderful answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gretchen. Also, I love your earrings.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
they're so fun.
Be great.
I love the impact you're able to drive for your community. I'm curious, 3, 5, 7, 10 years in the future, do you expect to be able to serve individuals and communities outside of your community, or do you think this will always be a local initiative?
Well, I'm hoping to keep it like in the future, like the near future, keeping it really local, like building this community, finding more teachers to come and teach. But how I envision it 5 years down the line is maybe we might take crafters from our community, the teachers, out to other communities to teach, so other people get those opportunities to see what Walpole Island has to offer. But I also see it as something where we can come up with like packages and things to take to schools to teach to students as well. So I do see it a little bit going out into other communities, but I really like bringing people to Walpole Island to do this.
Hey, Gretchen, thanks for pitching today. Yeah.
Kashwa Elak, Shayla Chalifoux, Squatchicha. Hello, my name is Shayla and I am from Shekawash, a community part of the Statliam Nation. I am the founder of Shayla's Indigenous Plant Selections, a native plant consulting business servicing residential and commercial sectors. We utilize a unique two-eyed seeing approach to indigenize plant spaces for all our relations. I am driven to give back to the land of my nation. I incorporate Statliam Hitch into my business as our language holds our laws. Shayla's Plants educates on the crucial role native plants play in the ecosystem through consults, social media, and public talks. I'll be speaking at a pollinator conference in Washington, D.C. this October, which will allow for marketing and networking of my business. Your funding support will go towards key resources like my vehicle and laptop, online applications for operational ease, as well as my future goal of securing land to grow and store native plants. Kugstum.
Hey, hi, Shayla. That was a good pitch. Yeah, can you tell more about how do you promote your business to the clients?
Yeah, so social media, I'm always posting content, freemium content with the hopes of attracting new clients. With my clients, when I send an invoice, I ask them to leave a review. Hopefully that'll boost my Google profile, business, speaking at horticultural events. So this pollinator conference, I'll be able to market my business and network with, potential partners. And I've also been talking with landscape architects. So for commercial, being a subcontractor, I'm in talks with a couple right now and we've built a connection.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Your pitch was beautifully delivered. So thank you again. So can you tell us a little bit more about your background? Are you a horticulturalist? And tell us about your team.
Yeah, so I have a Bachelor of Horticulture Science with a major in plant health, a horticulture diploma, and a certificate in Statliam Hitch language fluency. I've worked at a native plant nursery for the past year, and I've also worked in the horticulture industry for the past 6 years, and decided it was time to start my own native plant consulting business because I just seen that there was a need there. Not a lot of people know about the beauty of native plants.
Yeah, and just about your team, if you were to go big, do you have like a support system to enable you?
What's the seam?
The team, sorry,
Oh,
about
the
my
team.
team.
Oh,
Team.
okay.
See, yeah.
Yes, just me right now. Hoping my sister and my niece will join in, like especially if we were to start a nursery, so it would be like a family-owned business.
Thank you so much for your pitch today, and congratulations on making it this far.
Thank you.
Tashi, Pandora Indigenous Cause, Lima Chief. Let's talk language revitalization. Did you know that across Turtle Island, there are hundreds of different Indigenous language dialects that vary from community to community, and that some of these dialects have fewer than a dozen speakers? This is why the work we are doing at Mulberry Design is so important. We create customizable, hands-on language resources that reflect the Indigenous language, dialect, and culture of the community in which it originates from. Having been in business since 2020, we've gotten our products in over 5,000 homes, classrooms, and communities across Turtle Island. And that is just from me working very, very part-time on my business. Since going on my 6th and final maternity leave in March, I have already almost doubled my sales from last year by working from home with my kids a mere 20 hours a week. As a neurodivergent woman, I understand how everyone learns differently, which is why if I'm successful, I'm going to expand and redevelop my website to create free, downloadable, and customizable resources, as well as partner with language holders to create recordings for folks to learn and practice from as well. Marcy, miigwech, thank you.
Wow, congratulations, Pandora. That was a great pitch, and good job on making it this far in the competition. I could certainly see why you're here. Was there anything in your pitch that you feel that you weren't able to get out in the 1 minute that you would like an opportunity to say now?
Not really. Like, I guess I'd really like to be able to work on my business full time. I work in Indigenous employment and training right now with Indigenous youth, and I love my job, but I have 6 kids. And when I'm working, I'm gone 10 hours a day, and I'm not spending as much time at home with my kids as I'd like to. Being able to run my business really provides me the opportunity. I have a shop that I'm in right now that's around the corner from the house that I own. My babysitter's a few doors down. She calls me when I need to breastfeed. It's just, I want to be able to do my business. I want to bring language to communities, and I want to spend time with my own family while I do it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Pandora. It was great to see you pitch again.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the types of products you offer? You showed us one, but just tell us more about what's in that lookbook of products that you make.
Yeah, so we make the matching games. So the matching games are customizable. They can have the animals and the animals, or the animals and tracks. So kids are not only learning about the language and the animal, but what the tracks would look like as well. We also make little lacing kits. We make like little moccasin lacing kits. We make the lacing kits in the 7 grandfather teachings, and we also make them in the Métis infinity symbol because I am Métis. And then we've also made puzzles, so wooden puzzles. And then we've just started making flashcards. So a cheaper alternative to the wooden products that we're making. That's a bit more accessible to communities, especially for bulk orders.
Hey, Pandora, thanks for pitching today. Like, how many people are there in your team? Do you work alone, or is there any group of people, and how, people come along and work together?
Yeah, so right now there's 6 of us. It is all family. My mom and my aunt do some sewing for me. We make feather holders and bags as well, so that we have a diversity of products when we go to powwows. My child just finished his high school co-op for us, and he's going to be coming on to work with us full time once he's finished high school, doing a lot of the design work.
Oh, nice. So it's a family business.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
In May 2021, the discovery of unmarked graves at the site of the former Kamloops Indian Residential School became world news. There have been little to no efforts to preserve these buildings as heritage sites. Tearing down former residential school buildings without community consultation is in effect erasing part of Canada's Indigenous history. This realization hurt me deeply and inspired me to set up the Mitigoman Social Enterprise. My name is Lisa June Byers. As an award-winning certified aromatherapy health professional, I help others on their wellness journeys. I try to make a difference by raising funds through my handmade diffuser acorns, symbolic of our collective resiliency. Since 2021, I've raised over $30,000 and sold over 3,500 acorns. This mission is my heart work. With the support of $25,000, I will offer educational workshops at museums and universities that will get my message out about the state of these buildings, allow me to pitch each organization to carry the acorns in their gift shops, and allow me to share aromatherapy, cultural, and crafting teachings with participants. Miigwech for your continued support.
Lisa, thank you so much. That was beautifully pitched. Just help me understand, like, are you pitching just for those acorns or to expand your aromatherapy business?
This is part of the business. But it's the social prize part. So funds would go specifically towards me being able to, like, I've contacted my local museum, but they're local. So the expenses would just be like, I will bring an assistant with me. And if we're going to end up crafting, because my idea is also to help people understand like the cultural part of it, the meaning of the acorn and the oak tree. But if I'm going to go further outside of Guelph, I would need to like rent a car, those kinds of expenses. And I want to have a dedicated website for the Metagoman social enterprise. Right now, if you've been to my website, you see it lives on there as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the response.
Hi, Lisa. My
Hello.
question surrounds the growth of the business. How will you know that your business, or at least this portion of the business, is successful? What are you hoping to achieve?
Long term, I want to be able to help communities set up there's already a program with the federal government, so you can get a memorial plaque placed where there was a residential school, whether it's still standing or not. But for example, in Manitoba, there's one building in Birtle. It's privately owned. The community there still feels a lot of trauma about having that building standing, having it privately owned. Nobody is allowed to go on the premises. My dream would be able to get that back, right? Either with my funding, and to get the federal government to also help us purchase it back, and then see what the community wants to do with it. So it sounds like small acorns, but my first year I raised $15,000. That went to the Woodland Cultural Center to help them renovate their building. And then it's been between $6,000 and $7,000 the last 2 years. Obviously I want that to be a lot greater so we can have a greater impact.
Thank you, Lisa.
Ever been so frustrated you lost your cool and yelled at your child or someone you loved? 90% of parents have yelled at their kids, and in my clinical experience, some were just not equipped with the right tools. This can have serious consequences, including depression, anxiety, and substance abuse later on. I'm Dr. Andrew Dutcher. I'm a member of the Ngukuk First Nation, and I live in Calgary. I'm a medical doctor who specializes in mental health with young people, and I primarily work with Indigenous families. I founded Big Hearted Parenting, a social media business that provides trauma-informed education for parents struggling with challenging behaviors at home. Big Hearted Parenting helps parents yell less and connect more with their kids to break the cycle of intergenerational trauma. Our product pipeline includes a book, online content, and speaking engagements for parents, and eventually training for other clinicians. We made solid profit margins in our first year, with room to build in equitable access and donations once we scale. With the money from Powwow Pitch, we plan to expand marketing, launch the audiobook and online course. Thank you for showing that every child matters by supporting Big Hearted Parenting.
Thank you so much, Andrew. We're so grateful that you chose to spend some time with us and with Powwow Pitch.
Yeah,
thanks so much. Can you tell us a little bit more about your clinical team and the providers that you work with?
Yeah, for sure. First off, I just want to say congratulations on opening up your newest office in New Mexico. Very cool. But my team includes basically me and my wife, and I have a book coach as well. And that's basically, we're small, but we're mighty. I specialize in the medical and the knowledge aspect and product development. My wife does more of the social media. She's a video editor and videographer, and she does a lot of that kind of content. And then I have a coach that helps me out with this as well.
Hey Andrew, thanks for pitching today. My question is, what are your pricing models? How do you charge the book?
So we have the book for sale on Amazon and through my website. I have a Kindle version and just a hard paperback copy. The book goes for $19.99 on Amazon, and the Kindle is, I think, $9.99. And so we're just about to get, and then when it comes to like my speaking engagements, those are roughly around $3,000 to $4,000 per speaking engagement. And those are kind of our main sources of revenue at this time.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrew, being a parent. I'm sure I need that. But I'd love to see what your vision is for the next 5 years. How do you plan to expand?
Yeah, for sure. I think like when it comes to the vision of like where big hearted parenting can go, I'm really excited to see like the growth in terms of like developing more content and resources for families, focusing on more specific like disorders or demographics, such as like, you know, big hearted parenting for ADHD or single parents or different categories like that, developing more online content and really focusing on online courses to just that parents can use on their own time.